Level up your success with the ICABA World Network, where accomplished Black professionals and entrepreneurs have created a thriving global ecosystem built from valuable connections and impactful collaborations. Be a part of a trusted network that uplifts, inspires, and enhances your success. Join like-minded and leading Black professionals to foster meaningful relationships, unlock opportunities, and access the resources you need to thrive in your career, business, and life. Go to ICABAWorldNetwork.com and join today.
So first thing I would say is welcome to the May 6th edition of the ICABA Biz Connect. And we're really excited to have you guys here with us today. And I'm going to take you into our community and introduce you to the fine people who make up the ICABA Accelerator AI Accelerator Group. And so we're really excited about the things that we have going on to help you to go from being, as we're talking about today, to go from being AI curious to being AI capable. And as we are, getting going, one of the things I wanted to start this morning was to get a feel from everybody and where you may be in this scale of AI curious versus AI capable. And so just if you could, by a show of hands, if you are someone who has been curious about AI and maybe dabbled a little bit, maybe you did a prompt on ChatGPT, but you really haven't been using it, definitely not on a regular basis. Let's start with those folks. Is there anyone who fits that particular description or category? And so use your reactions or raise your hand if you fit into what we call the AI curious stage right now. So no AI curious folks? All right. So we're going to move
I
up.
call myself curious.
You call yourself curious? Okay, fantastic. Any other curious? Okay. And so for those of you who would consider yourself to be AI aware, okay, and you've been using AI on and off, but you really haven't created an agent, you haven't created operations, you don't really use it on a day-to-day basis to help you to either manage your business or as you're operating and also maybe in your career, as you're working. And so if you're AI aware, where you use it from time to time, but you really haven't put it into a regular routine of how you work operationally, raise your hand or give us your, as we call it, reaction, and let us know if you would be AI aware. So we know we got an AI curious. Anybody AI aware? You're aware of and use a little bit. Cheryl Scales, thank you, Cheryl. Okay. All right. So, what I want to tell our AI Accelerator group then, because it looks like we have one person who is AI curious, one person who is AI aware, that we're going to put the rest of these folks on the AI Accelerator team because they're already experts at this. So we're going to let them teach today. Somebody's holding back. Okay. All right, guys. So just wanted to get you smiling this morning. So again, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to introduce the AI Accelerator group. Then I am going to turn it over to the AI coordinator, facilitator, director extraordinaire, Miss Angela James. And so I'm going to tee us up, and Angela, I'm going to hand it off to you in just a couple of minutes here. Folks, um, as you are some aware, some may not be aware, ICABA is a collaborative success ecosystem. And as many of you know, a ecosystem is really a living, breathing thing. Okay, it's not something that is something that, if you will, we all are participating, engaging, and the way it works with each other is that by collaborating, we ensure living, breathing success for all those who are part of the ecosystem. And that's what we've been doing. And we're really excited about sharing with you one of our groups, the AI Accelerator group, that has been doing really great work and has a series coming up that's going to be exciting for you. But the ICABA community, if you will, is also something for you, whether you're AI focused or so on and so forth. But whether you're looking just to get connected to individuals who are experts and accomplished leaders in various professional fields and industries and so on and so forth, we can definitely help you to do that here. And we have become a global ecosystem, and I won't spend a whole lot of time talking about that. But I did want to, as we always do, start out just give you a little bit more about who we are and go right
Level
on
up your
to
success with the ICABA World Network,
the
where
Accelerator.
accomplished Black professionals and entrepreneurs have created a thriving global ecosystem built from valuable connections and impactful collaborations. Be a part of a trusted network that uplifts, inspires, and enhances your success. Join like-minded and leading Black professionals to foster meaningful relationships, unlock opportunities, and access the resources you need to thrive in your career, business, and life. Go to ICABAWorldNetwork.com and join today.
So we're really excited that you're here, and now I want to take you and meet the AI Accelerator group, and so they are here ready and able to support your efforts as it relates to the AI experience that you're looking to have. And let me pull them up, and we're admitting some other people coming into the meeting here today. The AI Accelerator Group started, no, I guess we've been going for about 6 months now. And we've done some podcasts and some other training, some really outstanding individuals, everything from folks who are helping to design systems and agents, branding, legal, and so on and so forth. And so this is our AI Accelerator and Mastermind group. And I'll go through the directory and the folks that are here today that you're going to be meeting, introduce you to those folks. And so the first person I want to introduce you to is Angela James, and Angela James is the CEO, executive consultant of Angela Reed James Consulting. And as she says, the power of AI isn't in the tool, it's in how effectively people use it. She's a strategic consultant, operational excellence expert, and AI productivity leader who helps organizations move from complexity to clarity. Clarity, sorry. And so Angela, as I said, she is the person who really makes everything happen with us. And Nilda Thomas is here with us today. And Nilda is the founder and CEO of Business AI Consulting and creator of the Workforce Pro enablement system. And so she empowers leaders to adopt AI with confidence, driving innovation, productivity, and inclusive growth. Charles Smart, not sure if Charles is with us today, but I want to go ahead and real quickly introduce him. He's been a business intelligence expert for a number of years, and his organization really helps leaders harness data and AI to unlock clarity, spark innovation, and create lasting impact. Also today, we have with us Marcia Narayan Weldon. She is a lawyer, professor, executive coach, two-time best-selling author, and wellness advocate who empowers high achievers and through legal expertise, neuroscience, mindfulness, and holistic wellness in high-pressure environments. And so she's really has been also focused on helping companies to understand the legal guidance necessary as it relates to AI and all the legal complexities that can come into that particular space, as well as being a very astute practitioner. Also, we have with us today is Abdul Muhammad. And Abdul is a visionary strategist and speaker who helps leaders and organizations achieve sustainable growth through the alignment of business strategy, brand clarity, and mindful leadership. Abdul is also President and Chief Growth Officer of MDM Ventures, and he specializes in fractional C-suite consulting, guiding companies and entrepreneurs through brand development, communication strategy, marketing system design, that drive measurable impact and lasting transformations. And did I get everybody? I know Corlette is with us today, and she's not presenting today, but she will be, I'm sure, at sometime in the near future. And I'll introduce Corlette DeVoe as another one of our AI Accelerator Group members. She's a seasoned entrepreneur, author, senior advocate, and transformational leader with over 30 years of experience in healthcare. And she just launched an app that is really transforming some of the services in AI. And it's the Remember, she is the CEO and co-founder of Remember2, which is that cutting edge healthcare AI health technology company I just mentioned. All right, guys. So now I am going
Mr.
to.
Hutch, I
Grant
think
is
you
here.
forgot
Did I
one
leave out Grant
person.
McGaugh?
You
You
forgot
forgot
Grant.
one person.
One person. One person. Well, you know what, Grant? We always say the best for last, brother.
That's a
And
good cleanup.
wait a minute, you didn't show up right there. I'm not sure what happened here. Let's fix that real quick. My apologies, Mr. McGaw. Uh,
No worries, no worries, no worries.
no, no,
There he
no.
is.
Yeah, we
There
fix
he
this real quick
is.
now. You know, we,
Just
we, we can't be technologists and not be able to make it work.
Look at that. Look how fast you are. You showing your skill. You showing off now.
All right. And as we said, saving the best for last, our brand strategist who is empowering folks to accelerate their impact with AI is Mr. Grant McGaw, Digital Impact Brand Strategist Extraordinaire. He's a globally recognized brand strategist and the visionary behind Five Star BDM, the premier consultancy elevating Black entrepreneurs into world-class industry authorities. Over the past 2 decades, he's been leading digital transformation in Fortune 500 firms, and he's now empowering entrepreneurs and executives to build legacy brands powered by AI, storytelling, and thought leadership. All right. And he also, what's the name of the new book, Grant?
My new book is called First Light, The Brave Path to Authentic Leadership.
All right. So I'm handing off to you now, Ms. James, and it is all yours.
Thank you so much, Hutch. I am so excited. There's a spiritual saying that says iron sharpens iron. And I am an example of that, working with this dynamic group of AI experts. And there's so much noise around AI today, and there's so many people coming out with courses, with classes, with cohorts, with sessions, with hacks. So what makes this different? What makes our group different? What makes us stand out? One thing that we developed is something called the Accelerator's Edge. First of all, we as a community of people of color need to make sure that we're not left behind in this innovative push that's happening right now. We can't afford to be on the sideline and wait for AI to happen to us. We have to be in the forefront. We have to be leading. We have to be creating. We have to be programming, and we have to be mastering this tool. It's not going away. It's not a glip and a hype thing that's going to happen and it's going to wear off. It is here. It is going to stay, and it is going to have a great impact. It already is having a great impact in our workforce and in our everyday life. So what does that mean for us? Everybody has the great fear of it replacing us. What has to happen is we need to make sure that we are relevant, that we are equipped, and that we have the skills and capability to use it and implement it in our everyday work. Why does this series make a difference? Because what we do is a lot of these courses learn 30 AI apps in 30 days. It's a wonderful thing. But how many of us want to take a day to learn something that we're never going to apply or never to use? A lot of us who went to school often said, I'm never going to use this in life. Why do I need to learn this? We found out later in life, sometimes we use it. But in our daily busy lives today, we want to be able to step into something and say, I want to be able to apply this immediately. That's our reality of our life, especially as leaders, as business owners, as entrepreneurs. We want to be able to say, I don't want to take 20 hours to learn AI. I don't want to take 15 minutes to try to learn something brand new. I want to see if it's that great of a tool, if it's that great of an asset to me in my daily life, give me a way to learn it and apply it immediately. And that's what the AI Accelerator group has focused on, creating a curriculum, a cohort, a series of sessions that allows us to bring to you an hour of a session and then an hour and a half of lab time where we can instantly say, here's something that you can apply to your work the way you do it immediately and move forward. Here's some guardrails. Here's some safety measures. Here's how to understand the data. Here's how to use the data. Here's how to make it yours and how to own it. Here's how to control the input and the output and how to really understand what the AI innovative tool is and how to use it and make it work for you so that you're not burning and spinning your wheels trying to figure it out, but you're making it do the work that you want it to do for you, and you're becoming relevant in this era of AI. So that's what we're about. And you see, I get really passionate about it, and it's my team's fault because they have really put a fire up under me. So we're special because you have all of these brilliant minds, and I kind of fell into the box, but you have these brilliant minds that have come together, put this series together, and are bringing their expertise. And it's a collective of individual experts who each have their own lane, their own avenue of expertise, their own approach to AI, their own skill set in AI. We have people who are actually building it. One person that you saw in the lineup that Hutch didn't mention is Stephanie Sylvester. And she is a co-founder of a company called AI Buddy, where you create that AI buddy work with you. So you have people who are actually building these things, which is phenomenal to see people of color in the front of this, leading this, directing this. So here is what our lineup looks like. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have a hot seat session, and I'm terrified but excited. I'm going to be leading that. And what we're encouraging people to do is bring your own work and let us show you what real-time AI functionality looks like. So I'm not going to know what they're going to bring. I'm not going to know what kind of work they're going to want us to do, but we're going to plug and play in real time. And I'm going to use what I call the dual operating AI system. We're going to plug it in one system, then we're going to transfer it to another system and output real results for people so they can see how awesomely functional AI can do with their real work. And then our next session, and I'm going to let Abdul and Nilda speak to that. Our next series starts actually May 26th with From Hype to Human Centered and the AI Ready 10 Skills for Tomorrow Workforce. So Abdul, give us a few minutes to talk about what the hype to human centered and what people can expect to get from the results of that. And then Nilda will turn it over to you.
Hey, Angela, can I jump in for just a second?
Yes, please.
I want to really drive home this point as you hear from everybody, and that's this. As I was listening to Angela talk about, people who are worried about losing their jobs and the impact of AI on society and so on and so forth. There was a time when there was a lot of concern about privacy, and there still is a lot of concern about privacy, justifiably so. But if you don't realize that privacy is over, okay, then you're not really paying attention, okay? I will say the same thing to you as it relates to AI. There are going to be people who have concern about AI, but guys, you know what? That genie is out of the bottle. And the only thing that is going to make a difference in terms of how AI impacts your life is how soon you decide to embrace it and how soon you go from AI curious to AI aware to AI capable. And I've got to tell you, this is the difference between the privacy and AI. I don't know anyone. As a matter of fact, I will tell you the people who I know who are using AI, when we talk, we are so excited, like you heard from Angela, because the work that AI does and its impact on my business and other business owners and other entrepreneurs I know is absolutely tremendous. I have a C-suite, if you will, talent base in my company now that I never could have afforded without AI. And AI is literally doing that kind of work. And that may sound to be for some of you who are not as technology oriented, it's not nearly as difficult as you may think it is. If you can ask a question, you can use AI. Okay. So I just really want to encourage you guys in your business. AI is one of the most competitive, enabling advantages that you will ever have, but you definitely have to learn how to use it and put it to work. So back to you, Angela. I know I'm going to go back and share, and you're going to get to Abdul in, but I just really want to encourage you guys. This is it's here. It is the future. It's the present. And if you really want to play and grow your business, you're going to have to use it.
It is the game changer. And Grant to coined a phrase when I did a podcast with him. It is the great equalizer. It is the difference between a successful business and solopreneurs and entrepreneurs really being able to be competitive without having the big, huge workforces, because it makes up so much time and so much efficiency. So Abdul, thank you so much for that, Hutch. Abdul, go ahead, share what your session is going to be about and what people are going to be able to take away.
All right. Thank you all so much. I appreciate Angela and Hutch, all that you all have done to bring all this together. And I'm honored to be here amongst all of these amazing AI experts to bring what bit of information and knowledge I can to the conversation. And I'd first like to start with us all just taking a pause. Let's just take a nice deep breath. There's a lot that we heard already, like all of this fear, job loss, AI is taking over. I have no fear of AI. And I want to start inviting all of you to just take a deep breath right now with me. Let's just all just and give praise to the Almighty. There's a higher intelligence that operates and is in control. And it's not ChatGPT, and it's not Grok. It's not any of those artificial intelligence. It's us. And what I'm going to talk about is to constantly remind us that this soul intelligence, this human, that created this darn thing that everyone's so afraid of, this fear conspiracy that continues to be something out there that's more powerful than us, those who created it. I want to just take pause and invite all of us to just breathe in, let out all of that fear, and stand confident and empowered like we have never before in the future when we take ownership and stand in that. Breathe in, let out, and create. And my session is going to be all about that. And so I want to just take in conceptually what all of that means and name what a lot of us are feeling right now. This fast-moving, fast-pacing thing, collecting all of these different tools, prompts, tabs, all of this information. And it really gives you these two scenarios. One is this corporate leader who's experimenting in silos, bringing in AI-generated information, drafted by this machine, automated by that machine, deciphering what's true, what's not, right? Then making decisions, outsourcing decisions to something that is programmed with patterns that perhaps could be nefarious because you don't own it. The second is the solo entrepreneur, the coach, the consultant, executive, building their own brands, right? We're doing everything. We want to reach more people. We want to create more impact. But content, messaging, offers, follow up, all of these things that AI is supposed to help us with. And Hutch mentioned earlier, it really empowers those of us who embrace it, but it still feels scattered, right? Sometimes it doesn't sound like you, it doesn't fit like you because it's new. And we have to take ownership of creating that. And in both of these scenarios, whether you're a corporate leader or whether you're the solopreneur, right? Speed without steering is kind of like execution without strategy. And AI is an accelerating output, but it's not automating or improving our judgment. And we have to understand, which is why my work, the human-centered work, and my mantra is simple: breathe in, let out, and create. Because leadership isn't just about productivity, it's about clarity and regulation and intentional choices, especially with the technology, right? And so if we're not being intentional, then what the technology outputs are going to be poop. And so all of this tool overload, mixed standard, no shared way to decide, this is making AI feel out of touch for most of us. We got to understand, what should AI touch and what should stay fully human. There are things in my business that I don't let AI touch, right? There's discernment, there's decision making in there, no fear, right? What requires verification and oversight? Who's accountable when the outputs go wrong? How do you set up a framework so that you can integrate the human-centered way to work with the AI so that it protects and trusts the processes that we create that allow us to be repeatable? Those are the things that we look for, right? Looking at how we implement AI to create an operational framework, decision, tool, and workflow. That decision, tool, workflow is the framework that I teach. And most people start with the tools and try to force them into their life. I reverse it, right? The decision, what judgments, what choices, what are you trying to improve? And what's at stake if you're wrong? Then you look at the tool. What capability supports that decision? Drafting, summarizing, planning, scenario thinking, whatever. And then from there, you set up the workflow. That becomes this repeatable SOP, right? This repeatable standard operating procedure that you can then set up with human reviews. Where's the checkpoint? This human in the loop by design that allows you to have these guardrails where you look at your business and you understand: red, do not automate these things. These are high stake outcomes. Yellow, use with AI, but with review and verification. And at what point do you set up these reviews and verification to bring you in human in the loop? And green, what is it that allows you to let AI just reduce it? It's low value cognition, the repetitive drain your energy work stuff that Hutch was talking about, that he immediately has implemented skillfully. Doesn't take a lot, right? You register for this masterclass cohort, and by the time you get out of it, it'll be done and then some. And then you'll be fully set up where you've got these guardrails that understand how your whole business and your personal life has an operating framework now. The North Star metric I look at is judgment per hour, right? Not output per hour, but what's my judgment per hour? Because the goal isn't to sound smarter, it's to make better decisions and move with clarity so that the impact that I'm having on where I put my time is not made up by some AI thing that doesn't have my best interest at heart. The world is already aligning around it. The most credible frameworks in responsible AI emphasize governance, accountability, but that human oversight has to be in there. And these bots are out here doing blind automation. What other places are teaching are set up template type frameworks, automating without fault. And these are the ones that are not building the type of frameworks that we need to build and own, trustable frameworks and systems. This is why it's important for us to get involved and utilizing hype to human-centered AI, reframing how we work with AI so that it's designed to be more practical and immediately useful. What you're going to get from my class is the decision framework, human in the loop design, guardrails, red, yellow, green, and how you look at that in your business and in your personal life so that you can easily set up repeatable workflows that you can implement right away, including prompts and an operational framework that you can use. Whether you're corporate or a solopreneur, this is a must-attend session. Yes, I'm tooting my own horn, must-attend session. That's all I got. Passing the mic over to Nilda, who is going to be my featured. She's my co-partner in this this cohort or the front session, and she kills it with the technology aspect. That's my partner. I talk all that visionary stuff, and then I hand it over to Nilda for the technology to make it happen, execute, you know?
Good
Hey,
morning,
Abdul,
everyone. Thank you for teeing that up, Abdul. I love your energy. And as well as Angela. Angela got the bug. So
Angela teed me up. That's how we do.
yep. Yep. So proud of her and what she's doing and accomplishing. So again, my name is Nilda Thomas, and I am an AI certified AI consultant. I also look at AI from a workforce development lens. I am the creator, as Hutch mentioned, of the AI Workforce Pro Enablement System. And what that is again, like Abdul had mentioned about, it's not just the tools, it's about capabilities, right? And so my portion of the session is going to speak on the first part, which is our first hour on one day, is going to be on the 10 core skills that define the AI ready professional. So shifting the conversation from prompts and platforms to capability, judgment, and real world application. And so what we're going to explore is moving from experimentation to intentional use. You can't use AI like you use Google. That's not going to work, and you're not going to get what you're looking for. We're going to show you how to strengthen decision making and using AI as your thinking partner. And also integrating it into daily workflows without increasing that complexity, and balance the efficiency by that human oversight. You always want to keep that human in the loop. You can never take what the AI gives you verbatim, because you have to do your fact checking. You have to put in your human touch, because you want to make sure that the AI, what comes out, is going to sound like you. So we're going to talk about also training the AI. A lot of people don't realize that you have to train the AI, so it's not sounding robotic what the output is. I'll also be sharing some tools and some applications that I have created, some apps that will help you with prompting, because everything with AI begins with a prompt. And a lot of people struggle with that. And so I created an app that helps you to prompt correctly. In fact, the team hasn't seen my two latest apps that I've created, but one is going to be, I've created an app that shows you how to generate, it's an AI prompt generator for your industry and for your role, because I train on, I do custom training on specific industries, and also on your role, how to use AI in that space. And so I have that prompt generator, but then I also have a prompt app that helps you just put in a brain dump of what your thought is or what you want. And then what comes out is a better prompt. And then we created a mega prompt. And that's the prompt that you would put into your favorite LLM, which is where, if it's Copilot, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Claude, and the like. And then I also have another app that we're gonna look at on the second part of our session, which will be the hour and a half session. That's going to be the Clear Strategy Lab, that I'm calling it. And what that is that it's an interactive workshop, and you're going to be able to apply these skills to real workflows and develop a 90-day action plan. And one of the apps that I've created for this is called Own Your AI Path. And that's where you take what you already know, because your experience is your asset, right? And taking what you already know and how you can incorporate AI into that. And it'll give you a 90-day plan. So very excited about being a part of this esteemed group of AI Accelerator experts, and imparting to our audience and our attendees how they can definitely make AI work for them. So I'm very excited, and back to you, Angela.
Hey, Neil, I'm going to jump in for a quick second here. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell everybody why and what the benefit is of learning how to prompt when it comes to using AI. What is the value and benefit of learning how to prompt? What will they get? What will they benefit from when they learn how to do better prompts?
When you to learn how to do better prompts, so you'll be able to get the output that you're looking for. I mean, you can't just put just one single sentence, because that's not going to give you what you're looking for. You want to be able to give, the role. You have to put a role, act as a business strategist, if you will. Okay. You have to give it context. What is the task, right? What is the outcome that you're looking for? You have to give that AI or the prompting, you have to give all of that information. So then that way, when you get the output, it's going to give you more than what you were looking for. Hopefully it'll give you more than what you're looking for, but then also it'll give you additional questions that you may not have thought about to make that prompt even better. And I don't know if I have.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna jump in right there. This is just a timing thing. Just make sure we get through this. But what you said was two things. You said several things. You said, one, tell the AI who you want it to be. Okay, so I need you to be a financial strategist. I need you to be a marketing guru. I'm telling you what you need to be. Secondly, when you give them the prompt, when you interacting back and getting what it's giving you, you may realize that there is something else that you need to add to the prompt, because they gave you some good information, but it wasn't quite exactly what you were looking for. But by looking at what they gave you, oh, you know what? You gave me this, but I really need for you to give me this. Treat it just like you had a consultant who is sitting in the room with you. Okay, that's how you prompt. And so first thing is, who is the consultant that you need? If you need a marketing consultant, you go get a marketing consultant. If you want Claude to be a marketing consultant, you tell Claude, I need you to be a marketing consultant, and start having a conversation with them. That is when you really get back that rich kind of content. So I just really want to lead with that. And I know Basil Bernard was asking about different kinds of apps. And Basil, there are a ton of different AI agents and apps out there. Claude and ChatGPT being the most popular of them all, being the most popular of them. But there are so many different ways of using AI when it comes to film editing. And I mean, you just can just sit here all day long. And that's what you're going to learn throughout the sessions that are coming up with AI Accelerator Group. Depending on what your needs are, you'll find that you're going to get all kinds of different ways to find different AI apps that can help you. Back to you, Angela. Apologize for jumping in. Just wanted to drive that point home.
Thank you so much, Hutch, and thank you, Nilda and Abdul. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of order. Grant and Marcia, if you two will speak to your sessions, I will then briefly speak to Stephanie and Charles, and then we're going to look at some comments that we're getting in the Biz Connect chat, because I'm really getting some good feedback. And Valerie, I am going to respond to yours. It's okay to be polite to your AI, but understand AI responds to you. But I did ask AI about people who are rude to them. They don't have feelings. So me and AI talk all the time. Her name is Anixa. That's my ChatGPT, and we'll get into more of that later. But Grant and Marcia, if you guys will speak about your sessions, and be sure to let the people know specifically what they're going to get out of it. What is going to be the key benefit that they will walk away from your sessions? Grant, let's kick it off.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. You're getting closer to where I'm going to live in week 2, because I feel people aren't behind on AI because they lack the access to these tools. They're behind because no one has showed them a structured way to use this in real work. So it stops becoming interesting. It starts to becoming operational. It starts to actually save time. It starts to grow and scale your business and communicate at a level that you never really could before. So that's what my session is all about, is what it's going to deliver in 60 minutes. I'm going to show you how to build your personalized, customized brand GPT blueprint, right? This is a personal AI system trained on your voice, your point of view, which is so important. That's a key differentiator. And then your proof, because AI can make you efficient, but efficiency without the authenticity is going to create a lot of noise. You're going to get a lot of reiteration. We got to get this thing to where it gives you what you need quicker, right? So you're not having to go back over and over and go, like Nilda was saying, that you're prompting, but you're not getting exactly what you need, because you need the authority. We want to make this an authority asset for you. So we're going to lock in your voice, in a way that the AI can actually follow you. It's going to have your tone. It's going to have your signature. It's going to have your phrases or the phrases you don't want, right? You're going to have your frameworks. You're going to have clear boundaries, which is very, very important. And then I'm going to walk you through a 4-part build, right? A 4-part build that makes this work in real world with real world instructions on how it will behave. The knowledge sources, so it's not just pulling all over the internet, which is a lot of junk out there, is you're going to give it real knowledge sources to use with real guardrails. That's number 3, the guardrails, so it doesn't invent or hallucinate facts or create risk for you. You're going to start to trust your outputs because you are the driver. You are driving the car toward a destination, right? And then the output default. So it produces the formats that you need on demand. Think about your templates that you're constantly using over and over again. We're going to start to tee you up for automation, but first we've got to build the foundation. So that's what you're going to get in the first 60 minutes. And the next session, that's going to be on Tuesday, and then my session on Thursday, we're going to get into the hands-on lab. This is what's going to separate you from any other AI course that you've ever seen in this particular world. You don't leave with theory. You're going to leave with a system. You need a system. We're going to build your brand GPT live. We're going to calibrate it so you have the voice match that you need. We're going to run it, so we're going to get some outputs out of it, right? So you're going to get your published ready outputs, whether you need a LinkedIn post, you need email, you need your talking points, you need a 60-second script, you need headlines, you need a call to action frame, or whatever you're doing for a campaign or whatever it may be. We're going to polish that into an authority asset that you can ship immediately with quality and walk out ready to publish and make this repeatable. So now you have a repeatable system that you can use for months on end with smaller tweaks. So your brand GPT is the foundation. It's step 1. It gives you your personal clarity, your consistency, and speed. But once you have that foundation, the natural next step is to scale from me to we. That's together. That's what we call, they just rolled this out. So we're cutting edge. They just rolled this out the end of April. And that is workplace agents, right? So now think of this as your brand GPT is your personalized assistant. The workplace agent makes your team faster, meaning what Hutch was saying. You can start creating agents. You're going to be my CEO. You're going to be my marketing agent. You're going to be my operational person, right? And then now you've given it roles. You have one one agent that controls maybe 5 to 10 or even more agents, because it can apply the same voice, the same standards, the same guardrails across repeatable business workflows. Now we're starting to automate your business, and we're starting to get your business efficiency to a point where you can scale, you can grow, and you can get to the point that you are now human-centered in what you're doing, you're governant in what you're doing, and you're aligned in how your work actually moves through your organization. So if you're done experimenting and you're ready to build, that is what we're going to do. So bring your work, bring it live. We got to roll up our sleeve, because this is happening real time, not just in what we're doing, but across the world in all enterprise applications. They're moving very, very fast into this agentic AI world. We've got to nail this large language model as a foundation and move directly into building agents.
Thank you so much, Grant. Really appreciate it. Marcia, our legal guru, come on and jump in here.
All right. So, disclaimer, I am not trying to scare you. I'm just going to give you a bunch of questions I want you all to think about. This is probably why they have me last and only for 1 hour, because I think if I was first, nobody would use AI at all. All right. So I'm Marcia Weldon. I'm coming to you from Miami. I actually just changed my ICABA profile because I realized it was totally outdated. And I am spending the majority of my time working on legal issues related to AI. So I've been a lawyer for 34 years. I'm the founder of Legally Lucid and Illuminating Wisdom. And I spend about 70 hours a week using AI, including 40 hours a week training one of the large language models that you all use today. And so I'm telling you, it's not ready for legal prime time just yet. Actually, as part of the role, I just finished a comparison of the major AI models to determine which models give you the most accurate legal answers. But you have to come to my session if you want to know the answer. I also, and mine is the last one, June 23rd, my son's birthday, I believe. I also advise AI startups. And with so many founders using AI to build everything and going AI first, there's a lot of danger that people don't realize when it comes to some of the legal issues. As a matter of fact, one of the startups I'm advising had to delay its meeting with investors for a month because I pointed out things that they didn't realize was going to come out in due diligence. So this can cost you money. So AI is already in your business, and it looks like we have a very AI aware / possible capable crowd here. But even if you haven't formally adopted it, maybe Basil or others, your employees, your contractors, your vendors, your designers, your marketers, and your consultants are using it on your behalf, even if they haven't told you. And this means that the legal issues are already there because you are responsible for what those other people are doing. So when we go through my session, which is going to be kind of a Q&A, but just to give you the big picture, right? Who owns the work? What's the information that's being uploaded? Are you violating the contracts that you have with your clients when you're using AI when you may not realize it? I actually had a client who's a coach, and she got a master services agreement. She was coaching an executive in a very large company. And they sent her I think it was like 35 to 40 pages, master services agreement. She didn't realize that she's not allowed to use TikTok as a part of her engagement with them. She didn't realize there were very specific rules regarding artificial intelligence because they are a government regulated organization. And because if she did use AI, she also had to say that she had a $10 million cyber liability insurance policy with them as a named insured, partly because with AI, we talk about prompts, but there's also something called a prompt injection attack. And there are ways that with certain kinds of prompts, things can get into your system, can get into your customer system. Are your brand assets and your IP protected under the law? The US copyright law and protection is not great with AI produced work products. So how do we make sure you can protect that? What about your marketing claims? Do you have any customers in the EU? And do you know how the EU Act applies to your business? It doesn't matter if you have one customer or a million customers. So how do you make sure that your agents help you and don't hurt you? I'm all in on agents. I think it's great, but there's things that we need to do just to make sure we're doing it right. So my goal is that everything you learned for the sessions before, you make sure how to implement it in a way that's going to grow your business and not hurt your business. So in the hour that I have with you, because I'm not going to do 2 sessions, in the hour, my goal is to help you think about if you're using Claude Code, Perplexity Computer, Gemini, things that have access to your emails, your calendars, and your files. How do you make sure you're protecting that? So we're going to cover the issues that every business owner needs to know about: contracts, confidentiality, IP, marketing, contractors. So you don't have to be an AI expert or a tech expert. I am all in on AI. I'm going to an AI conference in San Francisco next week to be even more all in on AI. So my goal is for you to leave with a practical issue spotting lens, and a list of questions to ask and a better sense of how AI can help your business without accidentally creating some legal problems that you could have prevented on the front end. And that's my time. Hope to see you. I think June 23rd is the day, I think.
Thank you so much, Marcia. The other 2 sessions we have is data, the sexiest part of AI that no one talks about until it's too late. You're going to learn how AI data is really important, where it comes from, and how you can better manage and control that data to make sure that it truly reflects you. And beyond ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. And Basil, this is really to your question, what else is out there? And we're not going to run through the thousands of AI tools that are out there, but we're going to be able to kind of break down the different tools and the buckets that those tools deal with. There's video, there's content, there's some specifically for branding and marketing. So different AI tools are really focused on different output results. So we're going to kind of let you see what that's for. There are some that are specifically for voice and for music. So we'll kind of give you a gamut of what else is out there so that you can begin to kind of see what else you want to dabble in, what else you want to know. So this series is going to give you a well-rounded view of the AI tools. But most importantly, the biggest takeaway you're going to have is when I leave this session or this series of sessions, I'm going to have a skill. I'm going to have an asset. I'm going to have something that I'm going to be able to implement, to use, to attack my work immediately. I'm not going to have to relearn something. This is going to be immediate application. So it's not going to be about, I'm going to have to wait and figure out, oh, now I can use this AI hack that I learned 3 weeks ago. No, I'm going to leave this session and then I'm going to have a lab instantly behind it. And I'm going to be able tomorrow and say, oh, that project I was working on, I learned this tool today in the series. I'm going to be able to find an easier, more efficient, more effective way to attack this work that has taken me 2, 3, 4 hours to do. 30 minutes, I'm going to be able to do it. I didn't understand that. I'm going to be able to do this better. That's what this series is going to give you, immediate application. Tomorrow's session, someone asked about it. Tomorrow's session is we're calling it a hot seat session. Again, where people are going to be able to bring your work. Now, please do not bring a 20-page document and expect us to be able to put out a 50-page report. We're not doing that. But bring, bring something you're working on. Bring something you want to see. Okay, I've been trying to figure out ... And we're going to unscript it, start at the beginning. And I'm going to even show you how to tell my ChatGPT, treat these people as brand new people, don't use anything that I've trained you on. And we're literally going to walk through it so that you know how to start talking to your AI, how to train your AI dragon, how to show it how to input your work, how to take your work from one place, Basil, and input it to another place. You've been using ChatGPT. When you add something like a Claude, who's all about execution and creating the beautification of a document, it's going to blow your mind. If you think ChatGPT is great, start adding some of these other tools to it that takes it to that next level. This is a whole different game we're talking about. And we need to be able to take advantage of it. And the best way to do that is for us to learn how beneficial it is for us and to learn how to apply it to the work that we're doing every day. Any questions for anybody on the team? I'm really excited and I apologize, but I'm a techie nerd at heart, so this is just my lane.
I'm excited to get
Corlette,
started.
you had a question? Corlette?
I do. Good morning, everyone. I have a question. And I'm not sure who to direct this question to, because I am in health, AI as well, but I'm more focused on health intelligence. I have a thought-provoking question for the panel here. Do you think that AI can create a true health intelligence economy where we focus on prevention and prevention becomes synonymous with health intelligence, just as we have financial institutions that are associated with banking?
I'm going to take
Marcia?
I'm going to take the first part and then I'm going to hand it to Marcia. And the reason I'm going to take the first part, Corlette, is I worked in the health industry for 20 years. I was in the workforce management and operations piece of it. And I wish I had access to these tools back then. I think that the fact that it can accumulate the amount of data that it can, I think the support part of it is phenomenal. I think the way it can outreach and research the amount of data can be astronomically beneficial to the health industry with the appropriate safeguards. We have to remember it's still a machine. It still makes mistakes. So there has to still be the human intervention, the appropriate testing and all of that. Marcia, I'll let you take it on from there.
Yeah, I actually just added a link in the chat. The conference I'm going to next week is called Human Tech Week, and there's a full day on health and AI in the healthcare sector. That's the Wednesday. I'm actually going to be attending that. I'm happy to share information when you and I come back, and it's basically with organizations that are focused on, the first day is the future of work, second day is future of health and AI, and the third day is future of cities and AI. and there are going to be founders and people from all over the world speaking. And so the healthcare sector is the one area for even all those who are kind of doom and gloom about AI. The healthcare sector, I think, is the one that's going to have the largest and the most immediate impact. But as Angela was talking, something just came out 2 days ago about the ability of AI to score better on certain diagnostics than doctors can. There'll always be doctors in there, but this is the time, if you are interested in healthcare, and this is the time to really be all in on AI, because other than the law, which is the other area that's going to be, and accountants, those are the two areas that are going to be most disrupted. I think healthcare is going to be most disrupted in a good way for actual people who can get the benefits. But the people who are in healthcare, you need to be part of the solution so that you don't get left behind.
Fantastic. We've got one more question with William House. We're running out of time, so I'm going to move us quickly so we can get this other question in here. William?
Yes, thank you. I'm enjoying this information that you guys are disseminating. I just scanned over the program and just wanted to confirm that it's what was it, $449 for the entire six, all the sessions, and will they be recorded and will I have access to them at a later date?
Yes, it's $499 for all 6 sessions and 4 labs, and you do get access to all of the recordings. They're all going to be recorded, and you get access to those recordings. Now, I put in the chat a promo code for ICABA members, for ICABA associates, which includes this group here. You get 20% off with that ICABA code. So that is in the chat. This is for this group and the ICABA membership. We wanted to make sure that we took care of our ICABA members. So you do get that 20% off of that. So yes, there will be tapings and all of that.
Okay, book them, Dano. I'm on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the link to register is in the chat. And so it's 9:28. I just want to say thank you to the phenomenal job that this group is doing. And we're going to be really excited about helping our culture, our community to grow, expand, create wealth, and become greater leaders through use of and the application of AI, artificial intelligence. As Abdul said earlier, it is leveling the playing field, guys, and it will be criminal for you not to become AI capable. And so we want to do everything that we can to kind of tee it up for you. There are a lot of different tools and opportunities out there, and we've got people here who are really at the forefront of some of that. So I want to thank Angela, Marcia, Abdul, Grant, and Nilda, for everything that you're doing. And as we close out, I also want to introduce, and I'm going to bring him up, see if he's, Andrew, are you on camera? I don't see you there, but I want to introduce Andrew Frazier as we go out. We're also now, we've launched the ICABA Founders Circle, and we have our first peer group coming up, and we're going to start on June 19th. We backed up a little bit. What some of you know and some of you don't know, I'm actually have moved to Orlando as of last week. So I see a couple of mouths go open. And but we're still around. Matter of fact, I've got an event I got to be back for on May 15th in a couple of weeks, and then we're planning a major State of the Community for June, which is going to be a huge event. There's so much of what we've done in ICABA over the past 16 years is going to be kind of put on, if you will, spotlight, so to speak, at that, and bringing back people who we've recognized and honored and viewed and talked with and speakers. It's really going to be kind of a family reunion for the ICABA community, and we're putting it together for, it looks like it'll be the middle of June. And so we're very excited for what's going on and our global expansion of things that are going on. But I wanted just to tell you about the Founder Circle, so you can go to the ICABA events. So go to any one of our websites and click events and go to the ICABA Circle and find out about the great things. Some of the people that are here will also be participating in those sessions. And it is 9:31, so we try to keep things on time. And so I won't say any more. Thank you, Angela, Nilda, Grant, Abdul, and Arcia again. Thank you, all of those of you who are here in attendance and participating with us. And we'll see you next week on ICABA Biz Connect.
I'm going to come visit Mickey Mouse. Hopefully you'll be there.
I'll be here. All right, got a room for you. Okay. All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Level up your success with the ICABA World Network, where accomplished Black professionals and entrepreneurs have created a thriving global ecosystem built from valuable connections and impactful collaborations. Be a part of a trusted network that uplifts, inspires, and enhances your success. Join like-minded and leading Black professionals to foster meaningful relationships, unlock opportunities, and access the resources you need to thrive in your career, business, and life. Go to ICABAWorldNetwork.com and join today.